want some, get some, bad enough, take some.
Hello, welcome to episode 78 of Fangin and Bangin with Gangrel and Nikki Blackbird and Raymond over there in the dark corner with his conspiracy theories and his black government ops and all this other crap and UFOs in Mexico and all this stuff he's trying to push on his agenda today. On top of all the other crap he's trying to push on us, Nikki, the Endeavor merger. Who cares? I don't care. Everybody cares, but I don't care because it doesn't make a damn difference to me. And WWE renew with Fox. These are subjects he wants to cover, but I won't have much on it, so hopefully you are educated on it because I do not care. I do not care because I will not be wrestling there anymore. I am 55. I'll be 55 years old. The odds of me being in a WWE ring are like almost to nothing. So more power to Vince McMahon. Flip him, man. He found a way to manipulate everything and still be in there till his death. I think his thing says he's a CEO or he's something. He's the biggest large guy till his death in the contract, I believe it is. To his death. So either the Endeavor people thought, well, this guy's going to die soon, all the steroids he's on and he's not yet. Or no, but I think Vince McMahon's a true vampire and he will live forever. And that's a mistake they have made, that he's truly a vampire. He truly drinks blood and is in the elite and the Illuminati. He comes out there with this going, like we're going to expose Illuminati like Jim Carrey. Remember when Jim Carrey came out? That one show? No. What show was it when he came? I don't know. You know Jim Carrey.
Of course.
Yeah, The Mask, right? Yeah. He's always trying to expose the Illuminati and Hollywood elite, but I'd say Vince McMahon's right up there in Illuminati. If anybody's there, he's there. If there's an Illuminati, he is there toasting. The peasants out there. So, how are you, Nikki? What's going on? I just cut you off, haven't given you a chance to talk.
Oh no, I'm listening. This is great.
I see you over there. You got one arm moving like a robot.
I did hurt myself.
You did hurt yourself. Did you hurt yourself or did somebody hurt you?
I don't know. Maybe a mix of both. It takes two to make an injury happen in wrestling, at least.
No.
No?
No, it takes two to tangle, two to wrestle, two to dance, but not two to make an injury. One can make an injury. You can injure yourself by yourself, or someone can injure you, or you can injure each other. But one singular person can injure you with a mistake, and you know it's why I'm always screaming. And when we're training and doing things in class, it only takes so much pressure to break a neck. Do you want to be like sucking through the straw the rest of your life? Because I've seen it, been in two different buildings when it's happened. You know. Biceps are a little bit on the minor side of that, but no, you might have did it yourself. You might not have. The fact is, I miss one day. I come back and you hurt. I miss a class. I go see Sting, not the wrestler, Sting the singer from the Police, the reggae Sting, and then you get hurt. So no bueno. I will be having a conversation with Alex Chamberlain over this when I go. So.
I don't think it was.
Alex was there. I called Alex on Monday and said, hey, or I called him last week and said, I won't be here on Tuesday. And then I texted him on Monday saying, hey, they're not going to be there till a little later at 6:30, so I know Alex was coming. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. Yeah, I if anything, I think it happened Monday more than it did yesterday.
Oh, now you're blaming under my watch.
No.
Oh,
you weren't even on our ring that day. You were helping the newbies.
If I'm there, I'm on all rings. It's my job. Like, hi, Raymond, look up. What's up? He did not vandalize my cup. He has something against Dunkin' Donut. I don't know. But because he doesn't drink it, so he doesn't care. He says, I'm not getting free coffee there. Well, I don't get free coffee either. I buy that coffee. But I will drink it proudly because I am a
Dunkin' Donuts. Sponsor him.
No. What kind of coffee do you drink?
I actually did get Dunkin' this morning.
Well, there you go. Oh, this morning, but what do you usually drink? Are you one of those Starbucks foo people?
Yeah.
What do you get at Starbucks? Because I have no idea when I go to... I go to Starbucks, and I did 2 weeks ago in the airport. Had a panic attack. I just didn't even know where to start with the coffees. Grande, lattes, this.
Yeah, you got to speak the language. There's like a Starbucks lingo that you need to know.
Well, luckily, I got a girl that was her first day, and I rolled up and said, yo, I don't know shit about this thing here. Can I just get a large hot coffee? She goes, yes, but I don't know what the large hot coffee is. I said, it's probably the grande, but I think grande is large, but
grande is actually medium.
Medium. So what is the large?
Venti.
Venti. Venti means large. In what, Italian or something? What is what's grande in Spanish? Big.
Yeah.
Give me the big one. That's large. Extra grande.
And then there's like
grande extra.
Venti.
How do you say it?
I think the biggest one is Trenta.
So if I go cafecito, I want a small one or cafecito?
Yeah, they're like this big.
All right. So if I say cafe grande, I want a large one.
But you'll get a medium at Starbucks.
Get a medium. See, this is where Starbucks isn't even like Yeah, just avoid it. You go to Dunkin' Donuts, give me an extra large, 7 and 7. And they go, are you sure you want that much cream and sugar in there? And I go, yes, I do. They go, well, do you want coffee? I go, yes. Well, 7 and 7. They always look at me weird when I order that much cream and sugar, especially if it's a small. They go, what?
Yeah, that is a little.
It's just habits. I'm a creature of habit. I don't know how to do it. Once I know something, I go,
Yeah.
If Zares was still here, I'd still be shopping at Zares. If what was it called, Richway before it became Target, I'd still be at Richway. I'm just very creature of habit. I don't change things. I just go through them. So, back to that injury. So you think you did it Monday?
I think it started Monday, and I definitely finalized it on Tuesday. So it's one of those things. It's like, you feel something, you don't pay attention to it, you try to
tough
it
some
out.
of the trainers did me. Are you sure you didn't hurt yourself playing volleyball on the weekend or in the gym?
No.
Are you sure it was in the ring? Can you pinpoint exactly the moment that you first felt that twinge in your bicep?
No, I actually cannot.
Can you not? So you can't definitely say it happened under my watch.
I feel like I'm back on the stand.
More than likely, you were doing arm drags on Monday. More than likely, you're either
might just be sore.
You're
honestly.
either shooting the arm drag too hard, or they're shooting it too hard, or both of you are shooting it too hard, and which is not right. And now that you tell me that, unfortunately, you have a thing. I'm gonna have to go in there and feel it because I have to back Will up all the time. Because when Will does arm drags, he does them way too hard. It's not a physical thing. It is a finesse. It's a violent ballet. But you can't be clubbering each other's arms. You're going to tear out rotator cuffs, ligaments, and bicep muscles. There's a true art to it. Everything has a true art. If people watch it, they watch it on TV, this and that. Oh, I go do this in my backyard at home. And they all end up hurt all the time on some of the most basic, simplest stuff because there's truly an art to it. And you should go to a professional school and learn how to be a professional wrestler. So, and not that you're not. It's just that's something that probably getting overlooked because I'm not in there taking them to feel them because that's why I spend a lot of time. If you notice, I'm back in there taking headlocks now and going over in them and giving them because I have to feel what people are doing from the get-go to stop it before it carries on to it. Onto the arm drags and the slams and the hip tosses and the double wrist locks and the front face locks and so on and so on, the Cornish hypes and the suplexes and the snap suplexes and the double underhook suplexes and everything has a certain finesse and skill level to it. It is, like I said, it's a violent ballet, but we're not supposed to be hurting each other. We got to work with each other every night of the week. So I'll be on that tonight probably. You won't be there, but I'll be in there tonight, and I'll have to throw a yellow card up and see what's going on out there. But ice it.
Yeah.
Take care of it. Do not stop using it. I would just casually just use it lightly. I wouldn't lift anything to for sure.
It's just not it. I don't think it's. I definitely would have felt it if it was torn.
Can you make a bicep pose? Though?
I mean, yeah, I can. It's just not super.
See, she just wanted to show her guns off. I have no guns. Nikki Guns over there. Maybe that's what we'll call her, Nikki Guns.
Nikki Guns.
Nikki Black Gun. All right. Well, sorry to hear about that. Anything before we move on and we get to the Endeavor things I see flashing on and off up there. What'd you do this weekend, or what did we miss? Did you do anything exciting or anything in your world? Houston. You were in Houston.
Yeah, I was. Business meeting. Not all meetings go the way that we want them to, but we got to take them anyways.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
That's about it.
So it wasn't a good meeting?
I wouldn't say so.
Did you at least have a glass of wine?
I did not.
You did not. See, that's the one start.
That was,
there's
that
no
was
good
the
meeting
problem.
if there's no glass of wine that starts the meeting. Huh?
No, I did not. I mean, I watched the Twilight Saga on...
All of them?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Like a crack at it. I mean, I've always watched them. My first time watching them, I was like 11 years old. I've always been obsessed with vampire movies. And
did you feel that watching it at 11 and then watching it at 26 or whatever you may be right now?
Still fangirl.
Same feeling?
Yeah,
same
feeling.
More
nostalgic, wishing life was
Susan
actually
came
like
home
a fairy tale.
a few months back, she came home. She goes, "Are you recording the Twilight?" And I go, "Maybe," because I started watching it and I go, "I got to get to the end again. I can't exactly remember everything."
Yeah.
And they say, well, a lot of people say, well, like they try to make fun of you. Oh, you're a Twilight vampire, or this and that. I mean, you sparkle or whatever. Or you're just not tough or whatever. But I didn't even watch it as a thing. I kind of watched it as a love story, like as though I would have watched Cinderella or something.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm guilty of watching Cinderella. I watched it too. Susie came home and caught me watching that the other day. She goes, "You watching Cinderella?" I go, "Maybe." you know.
Like the cartoon version?
No, the movie.
Okay.
Later, like with who was playing it, where her dad went off for a business trip and
like the live action,
died, and then his stepmom said, "What are we gonna do for money?" And they made her the slave, and blah blah blah, and you know the movie part.
There's a whole like a ton of different versions now of Cinderella. I'm like, which one?
This is a few years ago, not that old.
Yeah,
not that old. It was good. I can't remember the actors or actresses in it. But it was good. I still didn't get to finish it. I don't know if the slipper fit. I'm assuming it did whenever he found her. But, you know, she had this pumpkin that turned into a thing. And they turned a little rat into a coach driver or something. and, or the horses. Who became the horses? The mice? The mice became the horses? And then,
the pumpkin was a
carousel. What was the driver? What rat-infested character was he?
No idea.
Because he had, I think he had ears too. I think he might have been a mouse and the horses were... I don't know.
I gotta touch up on my Disney
Whatever.
knowledge. I do like Disney.
I truly regret not hitting record on that because I didn't see the end of it. So, and if I would have hit record, I could have went back on the TiVo, whatever y'all call that, and see the end of it. But enough of Cinderella, enough of the pumpkins and rats, and enough of the bicep tears and your meeting. Do you think it's weird? I mean, so.
Oh,
I know some people look at me like I'm weird, and Susan. And then they don't look at it anymore because they just gotten used to it. That like I notice things. So like, do you think it's weird that I like notice that your eyebrows are different?
I don't. I mean, for a guy, it's different. Yeah, I'm not used to it. Usually, women will be like, "Oh my god," like you know. But
I think that's the only reason Ruthie talks to me because I notice every time she changes her hair or something. Did you change your hair? Yes, I did. Yeah. They're like waiting for somebody to notice it. But yours is because this was just part of a bad trip. Not that they look bad, but you've lost your what? Your favorite.
I lost my makeup bag with all my makeup, and if you women know, it does cost a lot of money to collect things, and then you slowly gather little things here and there, and then
it's not really the money part of it, it's the connection part of it, that you found stuff that works, you know what your stuff is, and now you got to go out on a scavenger hunt and find out, oh, we don't even make that shade anymore, or that number isn't existing anymore. We're out there.
That's a lot of makeup knowledge. Okay. I mean, you do wear eyeliner for shows, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so it's
guy liner.
Yeah, guy liner. I like that, guy liner. But some of them are like waterproof. Some of them go on lightly. Some of them you have to sharpen, and it's like when you find one that's like a good shade, a good it stays on all day, and then all of a sudden you lose it, and you try to buy it again, and then
I like my eyeliner so dark when I'm in the airport the next day and I'm crying because I'm so tired. I get hit runs. I look like Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Rock star.
Yeah. Gotta have waterproof ones, but then it doesn't come off.
So definitely a bad weekend for you. Definitely not a success. Not a success.
It was like a collection of unfortunate events.
But your flights weren't delayed?
They weren't, actually. I was on time, made it on time. Yeah. Besides losing my makeup bag and not having a good business meeting, I think it was otherwise successful. I'm trying
to think. I don't even know where I was this weekend. Did you do No, you didn't go to any of the shows at the Bash.
Not this past weekend.
Where was I?
I'll be there this weekend, though. Breakout, yeah.
Where was I, though? Where did I do this week? Oh, no. Yeah, West Virginia. Was in West Virginia. Charleston, West Virginia on Saturday. It was interesting. I wrestled in a mall. Yeah, it was very different.
Okay.
Yeah. It's creepy to wrestle in a mall. Just low ceilings. And it was a wrestling shop here where they sell action figures and Dungeons and Dragons shit and whatever stuff I can't relate with. And then and not that I think it's whatever, I just don't relate with it. I don't even relate with video games now. If it's not Centipede, I don't know shit. Or Space Invaders or Pong. And then they had the store next door was where they ran a wrestling show. I mean, they drew like 400 people, and
oh, wow.
I was all good, but it was just weird, just a weird energy. And then when I finished the show up, midnight, I'm heading back. I already had a 6:30 flight in the morning. So, but I'm an hour away from the airport, which means, you're leaving at 3:34 or whatever. Really early, because I like to be early, but I was going to leave later. But right about midnight when I'm getting to my room, they say my flight's over almost 3 hours delayed. So I was going to make my connection into Charleston, South Carolina, where I was heading through Charlotte. So I had to spend an hour or so with the airlines to get a flight through Washington, D.C. and then back down to Charleston. So I made it, which means I didn't go to bed because time that wrapped up, it was almost 1, and then it was a 5 a.m. flight. So that pushed my time up an hour and a half even more so. So I was showering at 1:45 to head to the airport. So, but that went well. And Charleston was good. South Carolina, old school championship wrestling, Joe and Mary Sue. See old Kevin Thorne, you probably don't know who that is, and John Schuyler out of TNA, and a few of their friends there. So it was a good time. So it was kind of like Sunday was like more of a family day, even though I was super tired. And then I came home and did class Monday, super tired, and then yesterday, oh my gosh, there should be some kind of law. I don't know if people are experiencing this. Raymond, he won't go. Raymond doesn't spend money on anything. But what is with Ticketmaster? How can they get away with the prices of these tickets that they're charging? So I went. Sting is Susan's favorite. Like between Fleetwood Mac and Sting, or Stevie Nicks and Sting. I don't know which is. It's a toss up. They're totally two different things, but both up there in her top tier. God tier. Her top tier of like her favorites, and so I really wanted to have a good time, and then. Man, I got them cheap for the section I was in. I got tickets $1,600 to see Sting, almost $1,700 for two seats. 2 seats, and I thought that was bad.
Yeah,
I thought that was bad, but earlier that day I saw that Guns N' Roses are going to be there, so I go looking for the same seats. No, it's like $3, almost $4,000 for the same 2 seats to go see Guns N' Roses. How can you get away with charging that? I mean. Why wouldn't you just go home and watch them on YouTube? Yeah. Or watch everybody's Facebook Lives? or the videos they post? Well, I guess you could say you were there. I was there to see Axl Rose still can't sing. Or whatever. Or he's struggling. Or he's doing... I'm probably not going to go to too many more concerts because I can't pay that kind of money to go to a concert.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Like what they're charging now for things.
And then I think Nelio wrote me and he goes, well, I hope you have fun at Sting. I go, yeah, I'm about $2,000 in. He's like, ah. But I ended up not being because the great people, they're very kind people at the Hard Rock Cafe. So we went to dinner and wanted to have a good, she's not dieting anymore. She's still vegan, so she wants her plant burger, whatever that thing is. The Beyond Burger. But we go there and order them. And I could be stingy, not wanting to spend money, but I'm like, we'll just eat and get some drinks. She doesn't drink, but I drink. And whatever. And we go to leave and they're like, oh, no, your bill's paid. And then a guy came up and said, no, thank you for all the stuff you do in the community and all your years of wrestling. You're good here, man. Thank you. It's like, oh, so I kicked it back down $200-$300. I'm like, yes, a win. I gotta win. So thank you, Hard Rock Cafe, and all the great people there. That was over in Hollywood, right there. So that was cool. That was good. Took some of the Sting off that $1,700 Sting ticket.
Nice.
But it was a good concert. And it was good. Do you listen to Sting at all? Do you know any of them?
No, I don't really.
You don't know any of them? I had to play him for Raymond. He doesn't know any of them. You don't know any of them, like the Police, maybe? Like, because he's with the Police. Like, Roxanne. You don't have... No.
I probably...
Every little the Stalker one. Every little breath you take, every little move you make, I'll be watching you.
Yeah. I like that song.
Yeah.
I do
so
like
Police,
that song.
It's Sting.
Gotcha, okay.
Fields of Gold is Sting. His Sting without the Police.
So I know his songs, I just don't
know. You do,
know
because if you've been in an elevator or a Walmart or somewhere, they're playing in the whatever tunes they got programmed because it's like super mellow music and it's got a reggae vibe. So his roots are very reggae Sting. So so it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you listen to music?
I do. I mean, lately, this is going to sound
what did
weird.
you... go ahead.
A lot of times I just drive in silence.
Brood.
Well, I mean, I guess because, like, every day, like, all day, every day, there's just so much activity and, like, overstimulation, whether it's, like, at work or, like, get into, because, like, I wake up, I go to the office, I leave the office, I go to practice.
So you drive in silence
I get
to
home.
Work or from home from work?
Home. Usually, it's like by the end of the day, I'm usually like.
So let me see if I can imagine.
Just
so
reevaluate
here
my
you
life
are,
every
like
day.
beep 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 beep. You get in the car and then you sit down before you even start ignition. You just go.
Pretty much.
And then you're like, push start, home, navigate.
Yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays I'm usually pretty sore, and I'm just like,
it just goes by because there's just nothing to think about. You're just like, God, I'm glad I'm alive and the day's done.
No, literally. I mean, my first month we started learning bumps, and
so you're talking to school makes you drive. The wrestling part makes you drive home in silence.
I mean that too, just because like I'm just so tired that like I just want to focus. You know, a lot of times when I'm like,
I'm trying to remember what goes through my mind when I was training. I think. I would.
It's not a bad thing. It's just like
I don't think I listened to it. The radio was on, but that was not what I was hearing. I was like envisioning characters or spots, or like, oh, I could do this or that, or some kind of tag team thing. And then literally, I'd be pulled over on the side of the road trying to write it down, but couldn't read my handwriting the next day for the life of me to understand what I wrote down on my idea, or maybe my idea was just that so bizarre it didn't make sense when I was in a fantasy world dreaming about like my next move set and this and that. I never stopped. I was always thinking our matches, or when I was riding to a show, the moves would be on, but I was thinking like, oh, that'd be a good spot. Oh, I could do here, leapfrog, drop down. Oh, no, Japanese arm drag, get up, whatever.
Yeah.
Coming up, that was a very basic combo, but something like, so it would go by like that, but my mind was always working. It wasn't shut down. But yours just goes quiet?
No, I mean, my mind always goes. That's why it's like, it's weird. It's like if my brain's going and then there's like background music, it's too much. So I just stop. I'm like, I'm gonna drive in silence.
Are you a religious person at all?
I wouldn't say I'm religious, but I definitely believe in God, and I also pray, but I don't go to mass or go to church.
Well, my music is like
all the time.
To take something that people they'll say read Psalms at night for calming and Proverbs in the morning for wisdom, right? So I listen to the same thing for night. My Psalms and my Proverbs at night in music and I try to explain this to Raymond, but he's never heard of them. He says he's heard of them, but Bob Marley. I listen to Bob Marley, so I get calming and wisdom from Bob Marley. So if it's gonna be a really hectic day and I know whatever, I'll just put Bob Marley. So he's gonna put me in a good mood, and there's a lot of words of wisdom in there, and he's right up there like somebody that I would look up to as a role model. Like if I had to go, you had to give an award to somebody right now. Right now I would say Bob Marley. Maybe I would say the dude from U2, Bono, at some point for all this stuff in the world. But Bob Marley today, and but at night too, I could put it on. It just brings me to where I gotta be and go.
Yeah.
Not Rage Against the Machine, not Eminem, and
Yeah, I mean. I have this alarm clock that you program it. It's called the Hatch alarm. You program it with your phone, and then you just press a button. It plays music and lights, and it helps you fall asleep. And then in the morning, it also you
Hatch
can pick
alarm.
Hatch. It's called
Hatch.
Hatch.
An egg? You got an egg in your house?
It looks like an egg.
It looks like an egg.
Yeah, actually.
You ever see Mork from Mork? Nano.
I have not.
No. Raymond, Mork from Mork, Nano. Oh my God! Anybody out there? Mork from Mork, Mindy, and was it Mindy and Wendy? What was their name? What was the word? It's Mork from Mork, Mork and Mindy, yeah. The show, Mork and Mindy, right? No, Nano.
Last meet.
He came. He landed in an egg on Earth. It was Robin Williams. And Nano. That's how you put your hand out like how you're doing scissor me. Do this, but I got a bad bicep. Give me the right hand.
Like this.
Like this. And
hold on, I can't do it.
And then it'd be like nano, but now that's a scissor thing or some shit. Some weird. They went and took something innocent from a sitcom and made it Scissor Me Daddy somehow. Made it dirty in some weird sense of dirt and filth and naughtiness or whatever your mind takes it to be or whatever. So weekend was blah, but you lived, you survived. Come back, and the week continues with a hurt bicep. So it's still blah, but you survived, and here you are on a Wednesday.
Another day in paradise.
Flying anywhere this weekend?
I'm not, so I'll be there. I'll break out at the show. Always.
Not this kid. Thursday I'm in Charlotte. I fly out tomorrow to Charlotte. I'll go out. Although I asked him to go out of Fort Lauderdale, come back into Miami because I want to come home the same night, but going out of Miami both ways. So that just means I'll sit in the Admirals Club, and there's a good chance I'll have a Bloody Mary for breakfast. I've been drinking again lately. I don't know what's going on. I've had beers last night. That's probably why I'm 5 pounds up. Just that little bit of alcohol probably just puts you 5 pounds up like that. But I'll come back, and then Friday.
It's a lot of water weight too.
Friday evening, I'm canceling out, and I don't know if I'm coming back. I'm just gonna. I mean, I haven't been to the Keys in like forever to stay down there. My niece lived down there, but I didn't even go visit her because it's too commercial and everything. But I'm gonna go ahead and see for myself.
What key are you? Key West?
Key West.
Okay.
I'm gonna go right there and stay at the Duval Inn right there downtown. So
yeah, I like.
So I'm probably gonna throw another 5-10, eating and jambalaya and drinking. And Susan doesn't drink or eat any of that crap. She's vegan, but. Be a lot of what's the one song? Only BS I need is beers and sunshine. you know? Was that Jake Owens? I saw him in concert when he was first coming up. Yeah.
He has a lot of beachy songs.
Well, he's a Florida boy. He's from Florida.
Yeah. Him and Kenny Chesney.
I saw him at the when we used to do the Dania Beach Casino. We ran shows there, and I would go to the concerts there, and he was like a surprise mystery concert before he blew up, and it was really good.
I saw him at Tortuga. You heard of Tortuga Music Festival?
Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah, I love Tortuga. Yeah. I've been. I didn't go.
I'm just always working weekends, so I don't get to go. The concerts have to happen during the weekday, and then I have to flake on school because I'm always gone on the weekends. So.
It's usually like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I think it's 3 days. Yeah.
When am I? You ever see me here on a Friday? Rarely, or Saturday or Sunday. Oh
no,
God.
I mean, yeah. I think when it's
Call
April,
me the breeze. Yeah. I just keep blowing down the road. Yeah, Leonard Skinner. You know who Leonard Skinner is?
What? I'm sorry?
Leonard Skinner? No?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just checking.
I know some people.
Just, yeah.
I know some
all right,
people.
so boom. So what do you think? Do we move on the Raymond stuff up there? He's going to get hot because he goes, I'm just trying to produce the, I'm just trying to do it. He got hot before you got here. He was mad at me because I looked over and said, Raymond, I really don't care. And I go, Raymond, that looks like a question you asked. And he goes, I'm just trying to produce the show. He got mad. He got super mad. Was he changed him? No, he's sticking with him. So, anything else you want to talk about before we move on to this? Because I don't even know how this is probably not going to last very long because I'm very... I mean, the reason it's not going to last very long is it's just... I don't know anything about it. You know, but I'm going to know what I know about it is what I'm going to read right here. Or you're going to read, I guess. I suppose you're going to read because
there's
I'm
four
either...
bullet points.
I'm either... I didn't do any drugs last night at the concert, but my eyes are going in and out on this thing. So I can see it and then I can't see it. I can see it and then I can't see it. And
bear with my reading.
Do you have your contacts in today?
I do have my contacts in today.
There you go, Nikki Blackbird.
I don't know if my
use
brain
your
is fully
eagle
here.
eye, and let's go with what he's got up there. This is Fangin and Bangin, episode 78 notes. I can see that because it's in big and red, and I can see Endeavor merger big and red.
Merger.
Now when it gets to the white, that's all you.
So the merger between WWE and Endeavor was finalized this past Tuesday, forming TKO, which is made up of...
It went black on me. Can you see that? Did it go black on you?
No.
Oh, wow. It is really me. I must have issues. Man, I wonder if I'm getting the cataracts. I have to start smoking weed or something.
I don't think that's how it works.
Raymond's going to send me something from the Friday. He asked me, do you know where this is from? I said, yeah, of course. The first scene's out of Friday, and the rest of it's out the next Friday. And I expect me not to know that. Like, people are lost now what we're talking about, but he sent me some music video of a rapper or something. He's trying to educate me on the stuff he listens to, and he goes, well, do you know what movie's this from? And I go, I do 5 seconds in, it was out of Friday, like, because she pulls all the things off. He goes, you're more like Freddie Jackson when he pulls her wig off and her nails. And you ever see Friday?
I have not.
Oh, it's a great, you gotta watch Friday. It's a great movie.
Oh, gosh.
Half my quotes in class are from Friday. Like, when I'm
scared.
healing on everybody, and I'm like, who do you think you are, Debo? I'll be kicking your ass. I'll be louding your ass like Craig. But yeah, I think I said that to Chris the other day. Nobody caught it but me because I'm just a Friday fan. I even quoted movies when I was mad and serious. When I'm ready to fight, I was even quoting Friday. I'll kick your ass like Craig did, Debo.
I just hear dead silence and you're just yelling. So usually I'm just like, oh God, somebody's getting their ripped a new one. But
it doesn't happen a lot. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Miss Blackbird.
So yeah, merger between.
I was thinking though. I know you want to go with that, but I was thinking about your character. Like, so I was thinking you're gonna get like a big black.
Raymond's gonna kill you.
I just saw on Facebook. I saw like, so I was thinking, Nikki Blackbird. I was thinking, are you gonna have like a big black bird head, like
no, I was
something
thinking
scary, like Marty Scurll had like something weird,
no,
like that face, like
no, because that'll make me look
when
like
he was doing the villain.
You know those like
scary.
old school pictures of the plague, where it's like I don't want to look like
that's
that.
Scary as though.
I don't want to be scary. I want to be like cute.
Oh, okay. You gonna come out and go, caw, like a bird? Or
No.
What does a bird do? How would your bird sound be?
I don't know yet.
Or would you be like more staying the time doing the bird? Oh, yo. No? You know
I have some ideas that I guess I'll talk to you about. You let me know.
Oh, okay.
Like, not yet. Oh no, we lost our screen. Raymond.
That looks like New Jack City up there. Oh.
Yeah, I have some ideas. I'll run them by you. You let me know what you think.
Okay, all right. So we'll keep it quiet here. Sorry, everybody. All right, I promise to shut up. Go ahead. Go on with this.
Okay, take 3. So the merger between WWE and Endeavor was finalized this past Tuesday, forming TKO, which is made up of WWE and UFC.
Oh, I thought TKO was like Tony Khan offenders.
No. So Vince McMahon will serve as the executive chairman of the combined WWE and UFC entity, TKO, and owns 34% of combined entity according to WWE's SEC filing. So his ownership of 34% of TKO makes him the highest sole owner of the company, meaning as an individual, not a company, he holds majority of ownership. He will serve as the executive chair of TKO until his death, resignation, or incapacity, according to the agreement filed by the SEC. With that position, he has the right to select 5 of the 11 directors of the company and certain veto rights as well. So the question for you is, as someone who worked under Vince firsthand, what impact or influences do you think Vince will have on the business side of the UFC?
No comment. I told you it'd be a quick segment. The longest part of it would be you reading all that.
I was like,
seeing if you could get through those tongue twisters. But what fascinates me is till death, right? We were talking about that earlier, right? I mentioned earlier, till death, right? So like, I need to get a job that says I'm the boss till death. You're the boss till death. Come on, man. Of course you would do a deal then, wouldn't you? Like,
I mean, you kind of have to see
you're a businesswoman. I'm not. So you explain this deal to me, how you see it. Like, as you read it, were you taking it in as you read it?
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna try to remotely pretend that I understand businesses and percentages and CKOs and TKO. I thought TKO was a wrestling move, to be honest. I thought it was Martin Merrill's move, like F5 or something.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a thing. I seen Shane Helms posted a picture. It was like WWE, TKO, and Endeavor or something, right? Or something like that. And probably like he had the UFC belt. So I guess how are you interpreting this? Like, cause like I said, I'm not even gonna try to bullshit my way through it. Like filed with the SEC, 11. Out of the 11, he gets to pick 5. So how do you see all that?
I think, I mean, I would have to obviously see the agreement to really have like a full opinion on it, but until his death, I mean, I was pre-law. I almost went to law school.
Woo! So. You and Ruthie should get along. She was pre-law too.
Really?
She did study law. That's what people they underestimate it.
Yeah. I took the LSAT, was gonna take it again, and then before I took the LSAT the second time, because I did well the first time. I just wanted to get a scholarship the second time. I could see maybe
you as a tag team, coming out doing legal stuff and you're representing all these people.
Start hitting people with briefcases. That'd be nice. But when it says until his death, I'm saying like I think that would be like a sudden death, because it says until his death, resignation, or incapacity. So like. Well, sudden death, disability, or if he resigns.
So if he was to get cancer, then they take it away from him.
Yeah, like something like that, incapacity, like he's not able to perform.
AL or something, or whatever, Alzheimer or something. Something that makes him not capable of making decisions.
Right,
then he
like
loses
something
it.
that.
But as long as he's healthy and kicking ass, he's there till death. Till he has a heart attack, or till
that, or
Grim Reaper,
or I guess resignation or retirement. Like if he wants to like retire out and not be fully involved in operations, like
so
still
would
be
that
part
mean
of
like
it,
Hunter would have to have him assassinated if he wanted to do that thing? So would he plot like what they would against our presidents and different things in government? So that now he's like this. He's like the Fidel Castro in there, right? Like this communist, like. But it's gonna be publicly traded, right? Yeah. All right, so the public, and then he doesn't have. They have 51%. He has what, 50? Or no, he doesn't have 50. He has 34%. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So what is that 34%? But he's the executive, so he's got the highest position. But still, he could be overthrown. Like.
Yeah, but
they can say, "Hey, you're not mentally capable. We're gonna take this job from you," even though it says till death. Or But if they vote that he's not capable of doing this job because they think he's lost his scruples or marbles or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
He's out, right? Is that what that means?
I mean, even I get, because I do insurance. So like in insurance, for you to be considered disabled or incapacitated would be if you can't perform 2 out of 6 like daily activities like bathing, feeding yourself, stuff like that.
Pooping, peeing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're not if you can't do 2 out of 6 daily activities, then you're
Breathing.
considered.
I'm smelling. I'm good.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you've put me into some weird like locks, and you definitely have a lot of strength. So
It's not about strength. It's leverage, leverage, and just the knowing.
Yeah, you just take my arm, and I'm like, God, it's gonna break.
Well, then that means I'm too grizzled. I need to
No,
do
no.
that. So your opinion is what? Like,
I guess I don't know enough of.
because I think I've confused everybody enough. They go, he absolutely is being honest. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because he has talked about everything but this merger right here. Like,
Because they're not putting out too much information out there, like
Right.
one can only speculate, but we don't know.
all right, so as someone who worked there, they're asking me Vince firsthand. I've not really worked with Vince. I worked for him, but like I worked for the company. He was the final say on everything. What impact influences do you? What impact? Maybe it's gonna be maybe it's gonna be more of a majority influence on different ideas and what markets they go, different things. I think it'll impact it that way. I think there'll probably be cuts and within the merger of maybe people that are like not needed. WWE's always been quick to cut something they're not using. Like I don't think you're producing this and this and that, but they might even be quicker not to bring anybody in to even take a chance on them. Bring in people that are already like proven draws or I don't know if the UFC and WWE are they working together?
Yeah,
Or are they two separate entities? Because Dana White has he's the UFC, and in there, so
he's the chief of the combined company, so WWE and UFC events.
so he's gonna go in there and try to tell Dana White what to do. I don't think so.
That'll be an interesting.
I don't think that. I don't think Dana White's gonna like.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
I think next thing you know, you'll see Dana White on Joe Rogan going, "This fucking guy's nuts. He thinks he got coming in. I'm gonna put him in a dart and choke him unconscious."
Oh God.
No, I mean I don't think he can. I don't think that'll go well.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be.
I think he just.
It'll be interesting to see.
I think he just put himself into a spot. He got a title, and he probably promised him that, "Hey, I ain't doing shit. I just want to have this job to spot, and I just want to have some say in WWE stuff, a little bit here and there. I just hate faith because it's a company he built from scratch from his grandfather.
Right.
Took whatever money his grandfather left was worth him, and whatever he invested in pay-per-view, this and that, built it. So I think he just wants it to his end and wants something for his family. So he just probably more of a title than an active thing maybe. But I don't really know because I don't know anything about business. So that's all I got on that. So
yeah, I guess on that one we'll have to see. Probably cover it again in another episode
he's a workaholic. I mean, he likes working, but like 2 companies on top of all the wrestling stuff, I don't foresee him messing around the UFC unless they're doing a joint show and it's like laying the format of a show out or like, well, we're going to have a MMA fight, we're going to have the thing or interview here, we're going to bring this guy on. I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting, whatever it is, but I clearly don't understand enough about, if I understood about businesses and things, I'd still have my own wrestling school. Like, I clearly wouldn't. I'd be like just motoring on but I don't even like want to deal with permits and zoning and finding a building and stuff like that. Although I have people willing to do all that for me right now, but and begging me to do it right now. But it's just I just don't understand business enough, and I don't want to get in a bad position again where I was. So I really it'd be really wrong of me to comment on any of this stuff because I clearly don't understand it. And anybody that thinks they understand it's kind of crazy too. I mean, maybe somebody that might have a good read on this, but you never know what to get with him is like Eric Bischoff or something. I'd maybe check out his podcast. You might pick up something good there. Maybe Joe Rogan if he covers it. He has a really good mind. He's very smart. Very smart. He might be able to read through this stuff. Hell, I don't know. Maybe Tyrus even knows he's a business guy. I'm not a business guy enough to do that. But now, speaking of Tyrus, what do we have there? WWE won't renew with Fox. So, like, he's with Fox News, right, or something. What does Tyrus do? He's with
Fox Sports.
Fox Sports, is it? But he covers like politics and all kinds of other stuff, or what? Yeah. I don't know. I don't watch it, but he's a nice dude. I've known him since the Deep South days. But I just again, I live in my own little bubble. I'm afraid. I watch the news, I start getting paranoid. I click on the wrong YouTube thing and we're on Giants, you know. I'm on Giants. So, like, I'm easily misled, like, to water. And no, I could drink poison water, you know what I mean? So I just stay away from all water. So, well, they're all poison. I'll just sit over here and dehydrate and die by myself.
Yeah, I stopped watching
but I know it was my
too.
choice to die. Somebody didn't kill me. So what do you want to go on to the next thing and see if I even know anything about this?
Yeah, so we're renewed with Fox. It's being rumored that Fox won't be renewing its deal with WWE Smackdown show. It's being rumored that WWE wants $300 million per year for TV rights to SmackDown. Being said, Disney and Amazon are interested in picking up SmackDown. So the question for you is, when you wrestled for the WWE, how important, is that important or import?
It says import. How important? Oh, but it means important, I'm sure.
Okay, how important were the TV rights and how much impact and influence did that have on what went on in the locker room?
Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know about TV rights. They were, anything people were worried about in the locker room was the ratings. And
Oh, yeah.
so, like, you knew that if one show started at 9 or they're switching the channel, if they put you at the top of that hour, that they felt you were drawing more numbers where people wouldn't change that channel. So everybody would be competitive, wanting to know that they'd be in that spot, that they were the ones keeping the channel from changing, because then you could leverage for more money or stuff.
That makes sense.
And stuff like that. I don't know much about the TV rights or anything like that. I was good when it was just Raw, but then SmackDown came. But I think Raw was good. They focused on that and that one brand. But when they bought WCW, then SmackDown became kind of crucial, which they already had it, to have two brands, kind of split the brands because they had no more competition with WCW. So, but SmackDown had already been around. I don't think it was needed then. But nobody weren't against it, because if there was another brand running, it was more work, more opportunity not to get let go, or just move you to SmackDown or something. So there's more spots on the roster.
Yeah. That
So it
makes
opens
sense.
more spots on the roster. So it was a good in that sense, but was it good viewer wise? I don't think so. But again, I don't know anything. But then later, as WCW went away and was consumed and devoured and bought by WWE. Then SmackDown was very crucial, because we still had some kind of competition, and they tried to do it like ECW, bring that in, but that didn't last long. So I don't know what the heck's going on now. That thing just changed.
Okay, so Minoru Suzuki and Jacob Fatu. So Fatu will be facing Suzuki on his MLW debut.
MLW, Jacob's still in MLW. I gotta call him anyways, Jacob. So he's facing who? Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
And Minoru Suzuki on his MLW debut. Question for Gangrel.
What are your thoughts on both wrestlers and their contribution to professional wrestling?
I don't know, a whole lot about Minoru Suzuki. He's just a tough old bastard. I don't know. like punishment. Bit of a strong style guy, I guess. But I really, again, I don't have a whole lot of history on him. Jacob Fatu, I trained Jacob out in California with Reno Anawai and Rikishi in their school out there, Knox Pro, which was a school I started together with Reno Anawai and Rikishi on my birthday when I was living out in LA. So Jacob, I could tell you this, is probably one of the most talented Samoans that I've ever trained, and I've trained a lot of Samoans. I've been around a lot of Samoans, and Jacob, he's good. His father was a Tonga kid, TK, Tonga kid, probably not, from the movie Body Slam and all that, and the Islanders, the original Islanders, I believe. He's got a brother. It says the wrestlers in their journey, but Jacob has a brother named Journey that's wrestling. He's really good too. He's a rugby player and he wrestles all out in the Bay Area. Ruthie J was just out there in their home neck of the woods out there. I'm surprised they weren't on that show. I think it might have been an all-women's show. But Jacob's an amazing talent. Jacob's the kind of guy that I would just leave my head out there, or I'd put a glass on my nose or whatever, and trust him 1,000,000% to kick it off without destroying me. He has great touch. He's great athleticism. Beautiful moonsaults. Big guy. A lot of personal things. I think it's hard that apples don't fall too far from the tree, that he has a lot of the wild side in him like his dad has, or But he's mature and he has like 20 kids and shit with his wife Liz. Like he literally has like I don't know. He's got a lot. I don't know if I have enough fingers on my hands. But beautiful family. And his little son. I think his one of his sons named Journey too. After his brother, but tremendous human being, the biggest heart in the world, the best talent in the world. But he has a lot of history that follows him that he's got to shake. So MLW, it's sad to see him there because he has the potential to be bigger than Yamaga was. He's right. He should be right up there with Roman Reigns, if not better, I mean, Roman Reigns has a different look. He's taller, leaner. But Jacob has that, that, I don't want to say savage, but he has that traditional Samoan, I'm going to tear your head off look, head shrinker look. But Jacob was truly, truly, couldn't tell you how talented he is. Like he's just amazing and one of the best people that I've ever trained. So proud to know him, proud to call him a friend, proud to call him a student, proud to call him family. So he's an amazing individual. His whole family's amazing. All the Anawais and the Fatus, they're all amazing. So now what is this asking me?
Somebody so based on that question,
Chris Super Dude
wants to know, what advice would you give someone training to be a wrestler? I like this question. What
did I tell you the first day?
The first day that I showed up, before I even signed anything or got any of my shirts, he told me to leave.
Boom.
And to never come back.
Boom. There you go, Chris Super Dude. I want to say Super Dude.
So that was my first impression on Coach, actually. I was like, oh, aren't you a sweet little thing?
Well, it's probably nice of you. I said, get the fuck out while you can. Get go. Get the heck out of here.
Nice.
What advice would I give someone training to be a wrestler? I just want to make sure I read that right. Okay. Besides, don't get out, whatever.
Yeah, there's some things that you stated. So if you can't throw a believable punch, don't throw it. Don't go around the world to cross the street. Your face is your money.
Well, don't go around the world across the street. It's a Malenko thing. He also said don't make a blizzard out of a fart, oh my gosh, he had so many. A man with one eye is king in the land of the blind, I can go on and on. There's like 10 or so many Malenkoisms. But the advice I would give Chris Super Dude there is do your research. Okay, if you're gonna invest time and you truly want to become a professional wrestler, do your research on the schools that you're gonna go to in the training. You want to find somebody that knows what they're doing. It don't have to be current or ex-WWF, WWE guy or WCW guy or anything like that. It just needs to be somebody that is consistently wrestled for like over 10 years somewhere consistently and is out there wrestling. Because some of the greatest workers have never gotten the chance to be in the spotlight or ever got their cup of coffee or their 10 minutes of fame. Some of them are just be journeymen for life, just not in the right places at the right time. Doesn't make them not great trainers, you know what I mean? So the facility doesn't have to be a 5-star facility with marble floors and, a weight thing and a yoga instructor or something there. I mean, some of the best training I had was in a backyard with Rusty and Malenko, and also in a shed that was just a little bit wider than the ring. But if you happen to touch the pole in that shed at the same time, you would get shocked,
Oh,
so the facility itself doesn't matter, but the trainer does, and the training you get doesn't have to be a huge class. I would prefer, I think a smaller class. If they only took like 5 people in, that's better for you because you're gonna learn easier in a smaller group instead of getting lost in a shuffle or getting held up.
More reps,
but definitely do your research on the person training, and then go sit in on some classes and make sure that person is the one there training, and he's not just put their name on the school and the students are running it or something. Which some students can do fine if they're trained by him, but they don't have that same knowledge or experience that person that's putting their name on that school. That he or she needs to be there and to do that. So with that being said, look into that, do your research, and if you have to drive an extra hour, drive the extra hour because it's going to be worth it. If it's an extra $500, pay the extra $500 because it's going to be worth it. You get what you pay for, and you get what you put into it. So if you're really going to truly invest in it, just do your research. That's the most important thing you do on the school that you want, and And if it costs a little bit more, it costs a little bit more, but it's gonna be worth it. If it's a little bit of further drive, it's gonna be worth it. So, you know, and if you're gonna go that far and you really want to do it, those are the things I would look into before you get anywhere else. Before you get to, if you can't throw an unbelievable punch, don't throw it. What I'm saying is if your punches suck, don't throw them until you can, because you're just going to expose everything. You know, one crappy punch will take away from two other great. You could be having a great match and everything's going great. You're in there, everything's looking good, and everything's jiving, and you throw a bullshit punch that looks terrible. And it just kills everything. It just kills all credibility, takes away all the magic. And everything. And, you know, as far as don't go around the world across the street, that would be for an example. Like, for example, and I have you do it as a drill, but I wouldn't do it in a show. But Tiger Mask did it. The headlock switch, hammerlock, drop toe hold. We'll just do a drop toe hold. You know, the headlock switch into the hammerlock to the drop toe hold. That's flashy. He does it so fast. It's a moment, but that's really going around the world across the street. You don't want any wasted movements, you know. Point A to point B. You want to be in the right places at the right time. You don't want to be running here to run here. You don't want to do 2 forward rolls just to come up and give somebody a clothesline in the corner. Why did you do 2 forward rolls? Did it really give you that much more momentum to do 2 forward rolls and then hit somebody with a clothesline?
Makes sense.
Did it? You know what I mean? That's going around the world across the street. Just running. But with that being said, there's working transitions too, which you don't want to get caught. As you're doing these things, you don't want to, and I was working with the bald dude. Why can't I think of his name now? He's from Minnesota. Whatever, but he's a more advanced guy. He trained somewhere else originally. He comes in, he does advanced stuff. And you don't want to back somebody in. James, yeah. You don't want to back somebody in.
I'm trying to picture everyone's face. Yeah. I'm like, who's bald?
Yeah, he keeps his head real shiny.
We have a couple bald, not bald people, but definitely some buzz cuts.
You just don't want to back somebody in and send them out. It's just very boring and very bland. You want to work in working transitions. You want to be like, so if you're bigger than me and I'm smarter and I got you in the ropes and I go to send you, I shouldn't be able to just send you right off, like especially early in the match. That person should be able to stop the rope. Maybe you come in with an arm whip and then you get leverage and go for the shoulder, you send them off. Or maybe you hook a rope and the ref's telling you to break the count because you got the babyface to the left, but he comes back, you catch him with an elbow, you go to the heel, the guy pinned on rope, so go to throw a line and hit him, but when he turns around, the babyface, the good guy will take his arm back and there you are, boom, and then you get into that position and you can send somebody off. You know, working transitions. Make all your movements count. Don't just make them count, and that's not going, you know. You just make it count, like working transition. It's really bad when you just back people in and shoot them off, and there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just you're just running point, like running here and here and here. And it doesn't go against, don't go around the world across the street. You're gonna draw people in with that. People are gonna watch. They're gonna be like, oh look, it's gonna look like more of a chess match or you know, there's checkers and there's chess. You know what I mean? Don't play checkers with somebody that understands chess. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
But not everybody in the crowd can understand the game of chess, so you got to have checker moments. You know what I mean? So those of you don't go around the world across the street, those checker moments. And then these working transitions would be chess game moments, right? That makes sense?
It does.
To you it does, but I probably confused everybody out there.
Would a checker moment be like the Rock bottom? Like the Rock when he does the elbow? He just runs around and...
I guess like what he's saying, it's like checkers.
A checker moment would be like duck a line, watch a line. Duck a line and get hit with a clothesline.
It's more
just
so
straightforward.
Checkers is kind of like, you know, unexpected. Chess, it's a calculated move, you know? Yeah.
And chess is... You
got to think about it. You got to calculate
more moves ahead. Even checkers is too, but chess is more calculated. You're going to sacrifice this to get this. So if you're heel and you're setting up something long run, you're going to get clowned here and here different ways to bait him into ultimately shut him down, to turn your evil empire on him and pound it, piss out of him. Yeah, you know. So chess and checkers. They're both acceptable, but you got to find a good blend with them.
Right.
Yeah.
And when to use them.
Exactly. The wins. What? When? Why? When and why? When and why? Why and when? Whatever. When and why.
I can't believe you didn't get the one thing he says all the time. Slow, smooth.
Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
I hear that more often than any of those.
Or you always say, you think you're going too slow, go slower.
Yeah. If you think you're slow, slow down some more. Like,
I haven't heard that one yet, actually.
Because I probably I've been pounding that slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Yeah.
Because if you're slow, if your footwork's in the right place, you don't gotta be running all over like a chicken with your head cut off. You're gonna be in the right spot, but being in the right spot at the right time is gonna make it look fast, but it's gonna be so much smoother, So slow is smooth, smooth is fast, definitely. I think that might be. We were talking Mark Wahlberg movies. I heard it the other day in a Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah.
When he was shooting a sniper. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast when you pull in the trigger. I'm sure. I thought I heard it in a Mark Wahlberg movie too. I go, look at there, Marky Mark. He knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I do preach that a lot. I used to say it, and I still do say. I'll say less is more. The Samoans will say less is best, because they change it. They want it, but that less is best, less is more. Same thing. Less is best, less is more. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. If you think you're going too slow, slow it down some more. All that. Don't go around or across the street. And lately, everybody's been making blizzards out of farts at that school. Oh my goodness, What else would Malenko say? Gosh, I can't even remember. Well, I don't think this was a Malenkoism, but he used to always say that. He would used to scream at this one lady, Phyllis Lee, and everybody. But he would try to explain something, and you would explain your point back. He goes, "You're talking apples, and I'm talking oranges. Shut the up and just listen to me, kid." You'd have loved Boris Malenko. He's a great Professor Malenko. That'd be Dean and Joe's dad. He trained me with Rusty Brooks. Rusty Brooks was a South Florida guy. Malenko came down. He was a Tampa guy. But he was training down here in South Florida for Global, and we went there. And it's I saw one of the emails. We get a lot of fan questions that come in, and one of them was like, "Hey," actually it was on my text message, not text, but Twitter or something today when I posted in the studio. They're like, "Tell some GWA and Malenko stories." They're talking about Boris Malenko, but. There's so many. I'd have to spend a whole hour and try to. I'd probably have to have a beer before I come in here to remember the GWA days because there was a lot of partying and stuff like that. But that was where it first started. It was called Global Wrestling Alliance. It was the first high-def company. It was out of Pompano Beach, Florida. That's where they taped. But the school was in Davie, Florida here. And it was in. They were in a big facility and they went to a racquetball court. Somebody embezzled all the money and they ended up in Rusty's backyard because he did like. I'll take you all, and and then Malenko went to Tampa, so then I would train with Rusty during the week, and then go to the weekends and train with Malenko. But GWA, it was a good times, man, good stuff. But what else we got, Raymond? Where are we?
2 box questions, and then we're good.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say we got to rock and roll, dude. Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
I texted him too.
Oh yeah. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb because otherwise I'll get... Yeah, since I've had it on Do Not Disturb, I've gotten 27 notifications.
Oh,
so.
No, I only got like 13. So you're more popular. Must be that new eyeliner.
It must be.
Or
got to your eyeliner.
Eyebrow. More on point eyebrow.
The hardcore Rob wants to know, what city did you absolutely hate navigating? Not the city, not the people, not the food, but driving to the arena. What city or town is a nightmare consistently for you to navigate?
Hardcore Rob, you want to know what city did I despise? Or what was
I guess driving in.
Hard for me to navigate. Well, there's 2. One would be Penn State College. For whatever reason, the traffic going there was like a 2-lane road back in the day. It was always under construction, so I'd always almost be late to that. But cities itself would be Washington, D.C. Washington is a nightmare with all the one-way streets. It's funny that I had to fly through D.C. the other day, but it was actually nice when I flew through there. But boy, I don't want to drive there. Absolutely do not want to drive through Washington, D.C. Despise it, all the one-way streets and friggin' cameras.
All the roundabouts. There's a lot of roundabouts.
Is there? I don't even remember
so.
that, but
yeah,
probably.
I remember a lot of roundabouts when I was
roundabouts don't bother me so much because I'm used to them from being in England and stuff. But the one-way streets, when you're trying to, it's right there. You're on a one-way street and you're trying to find your way back, and you're close on time. You're gonna get fined if you're late. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know you left on time, but you got caught in that Beltway traffic coming into there too. Whatever it is going into Washington. Horrible. Washington for me, definitely Washington. D.C. Yeah. DC, not Washington State. Washington State, you're just out in the mountains and the trees and the cabins and the bears and the Bigfoot.
User, this is a long name. User J18XX, yeah, whatever, wants to know.
JX?
It's like a long.
Okay.
Look at this. It's like a lot of letters and numbers.
All right, user.
Yeah. Sorry, user. I know on a previous episode you shared a fan's meet and greet photos he edited and gave it to you. My question is, do you get stuff given to you often, and what has been your favorite item so far?
I do get stuff given to me often. There's one over there that Tony drew. Anthony, Anthony's a tattoo artist. He drew that bandana. I don't know where he's been. This? Yeah, he's got a really good mind. He could really be a good wrestler. But,
is this Anna?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then, but
cool.
when he gets one little injury, he disappears forever. And then there's that Gangrel up there. There's different things. I don't know. I appreciate them all. I get stuff almost every other weekend. Somebody gives me some artwork. There's some people over in Fort Myers. I can't think of their name right off the thing. They gave me something last time, and it's unique canvas things, different pictures. I sign a lot of things. I've gotten some stuff from the guy that does, the Yankees. Fanatics, the Fanatics site, you buy this stuff. He's actual artist for them, so he just draws
nice.
stuff. Yeah, so he just did Nasty Nestor, the Yankees and stuff like that. But he drew me some stuff, and he also drew me Yankee Stadium, like part of the Fanatics artwork, and he signed it. So that was really, really cool too, being a Yankee fan and having him do stuff for me. So I get it all the time. Maybe one day I'll bring some stuff in here. I used to do lives at my school, and I would show different stuff as I got it over the weekend. I'd say some thank you, and I show people the different fan work. So maybe start doing some of that here and there. But
yeah, some unboxing of
so
stuff.
User Juan XXX or whatever it was.
It's a long name.
Thank you, man, for asking, and I'll try to get in and do more of that. But Nikki, I gotta run because again I have to. I have another. My schedule's been hectic, but I got to go down there and get PT. That's the only thing keeps me going. I go down and see Randy. Randy works on all the different quad. Last week he worked on my butt. Felt kind of weird. Until he took the chisel out and the hammer. And then when he started pounding my ass, I felt a little comfortable there. Like, with a hammer and the chisel. He had his chisel out.
That's not the proper usage.
He got his chisel out and he started pounding my ass. But he was like a freaking 5-pound sledgehammer. I'm not sure if it's rubber or I don't think it's metal, but it beats your glutes till they activate.
It's like a thick plastic, like Teflon almost.
Yeah, but you've been beaten, yeah? Had your ass pounded?
No.
No pounding of the Nikki Blackbird ass. But my ass has been pounded with a mallet and a chisel and physical tools to bring it back to life because I have a lack of ass. So a lot of my problems for my back is my lack of ass.
Get a squat.
Yeah, I do, but the knees took the squats away. So with that, one thing, ignoring that is ultimately caused other problems. And then how I walk, so my hips. So I have to go and get ass assistant. I got to go get my ass assistant. And it's embarrassing sometimes because he goes where no man should be going with instruments that maybe a few freaky girls have been there with some instruments, but no man should be anywhere.
Let's keep
anywhere that Randy goes in there to get me back online. But he gets me going, and he's like a muscle whisperer. I call him a muscle whisperer, and then he's good. I might have to go down there and see Lakai because he started a new business out there. I forget what it's called, but
I might have him work on my bicep.
Lakai,
actually,
he's got the new business owner woes. He's not, it's really struggling. So he hasn't even been in wrestling because he's working multiple, he's the only one working. He just didn't, he's more of a businessman person than I am, but he's finding out the hard way. Like I found out with my school, there's so much involved with owning a business. This is never-ending fees and licensings and people calling on you and different things and inspecting and blah 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 blah.
I know the growing pains.
Yes, growing pains. You want to call it? I call it bitter ass people out there working against you. But that was episode 78 of Fangin and Bangin with Gangrel, Nikki Blackbird, and Raymond over in the dark corner. Want some?
Get some.
Bad enough.
Take some.